you thought about your guys coming out of that scrimmage?
You know, it's a group that want to get better. Guys competing, they doing exactly what we asking. I thought they did a good job of communicating. But you know, when you're in the first scrimmage, you still teaching them how you want things done. And I think we got to continue to strain, continue to play fast, continue to play with that tempo. But overall, I think those guys buying into what we're asking them to do, and that's always a positive.
How different is it when you bring in Shane, you bring in Jair, Caleb, guys that didn't go through the spring, and now you're saying, hey, hit the ground running. How difficult is that to kind of get everybody on the same page?
You know what? I like to take my hat off to the guys that's already in that room or that was already in that room, because you could see that they communicate and they want their brothers to do good at their job or whatever. So the communication and bringing those guys along, I thought it was a good fit of the guys that came in just from a personality standpoint. And it's been a challenging transition, but at the same time, when you got guys in the room that's playing for each other, I think that's what made it a little more easier for the new guys to adjust and adapt.
Yeah, we've heard a lot about Shane. What have you seen out of him?
Yeah, the guy, he talented. He talented. He can win the 50-50 ball. You know, to be that big, he come out his breaks at a good pace, and he tried to play the game physical too. So we glad we got him, and we glad he a part of our team.
Is he a guy you feel like you can play some different roles with, even though he's a bigger receiver?
Yeah, I think you could, just because, you know, he's an older guy. He done played a lot of football too. So when you ask him to do something, it's already an understanding behind it. There's already some experience behind it. So it's easy to move a guy like that, whereas if it was a younger guy that's still trying to learn everything.
Marcus, you were asked this already. How did Saturday go in terms of the scrimmage? What did you see from your guys?
Yeah, I thought it went well. I think one of the biggest things coming out of it, continue to play with our tempo, and continuing to play fast. But the guys are getting better, and they doing exactly what we asking them to do. It's just continuing to, master the mundane of camp, and strain and all that good stuff. But I feel good about where we are right now, but we got to continue to get better.
Did you see some of the missed assignments that Hugh was talking about? Did you see some of that on film?
Yeah, so some of it, is just with some of the option routes that we have, just getting a better understanding of those coverages and everything. But it's nothing that reps can't fix. It's the more they get those reps, the better they're going to get at it. That's just like with anything that you have an option on. The more you do it, the better you're going to get at it. But that's why we're taking advantage of this week, really working those different looks and really honing in on getting better at it.
Is that when you hear, Coach Reese say that, when you hear him in the press conference talk about missed assignments and the receivers, how do you take that as a coach? Is it like how do your players take that?
Well, we all know that we want to be the best we could be. So we take it as a challenge to get better and to really hone in on the things that we need to get better at. So we don't take it as a negative by no stretch, but we got clear understanding of what we need to get better at. And once we get better at that, we on for the next challenge. And that's how we look at it, and that's with any position, to be honest with you. Just take on the challenge and get better from it.
Caleb Burton's a guy we've heard a lot about. Just what have you seen from him in the bit of time he's been here?
I think he's a smooth player. He a younger guy, so he's still learning a little bit, but he got natural hands, a natural route runner. He only going to get better.
You got any Marcus Davises in this group?
Well, I got some guys that's a lot better than I was. But we just continue to pour into them and get the very best out of them. But, yeah, it's some good guys that could work that inside spot, like Jay Fair. He's had a really good camp. That dude had a really good camp so far. And, VAR also, man. So you got some talent in the inside, and it's just continuing to get them better and developing them.
What about Jay's camp has really stuck out? He's another guy that we've heard a lot of good things about too.
Yeah, just his approach. I think the main thing, what you're getting out of Jay. He communicating. He trying to do the little things right. And he got some strong hands. To be a smaller guy, he could catch the ball across the middle. He good with the ball in his hands. So, if he keep doing what he's doing, I don't see why he can't be productive for us in his offense.
How important is the next 5 or 6 days, get through that second scrimmage, to start to maybe narrow down who you think your guys are going to be?
Yeah, it's super important, and the guys know that. So it's been a consistent message of competition this whole fall camp. And so it's super important, and the competition going to make the guys continue to get better. when you're talking about those MAs or whatever, if the guy that you compete with limiting the MAs is going to make you step up your game and do a better job at that. So I'm looking forward to what this week bring and guys raising their level.